garden friends. It's great to be together with you today for another fun garden lesson. Who remembers what we do? Very first thing we do when we're together. That's right, let's get our seeds together. Ready? Get them ready. 1, 2, 3. Plant the little seed in the dark, dark ground. Out comes the yellow sun, big and round. Down comes the cool rain, soft and slow. Up come the little plants, grow, grow, grow. Awesome! So today, friends, we get to talk about our 5 senses. We're going to do a 5 senses exploration. Ooh. All right, so put your hand up with me. Ready? Put your hand up nice and big like that if you can. And let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to talk about our 5 senses. What is that? What is a sense? Let's write that word down. Anyone know what that starts with? Sense. It's an S. And we have 5. 5 senses. All right. Well, I'm going to give you a hint. Does that give you a hint at all about what we're going to talk about? Well, on this face, I see some eyes. I see some eyes. And that is our sense of sight. And with our sense of sight, we can look all around and explore what we see in the garden. That's one way that you can use a sense, with your sight. There's your eyeball. Somebody's eyeball. All right, so we have a sense of sight. We can look around. Whoa, what am I seeing in the garden? I'm seeing lots of big plants hanging over my head. All right, oop. And what did I just do with that plant? I touched it. Touch is another one of our senses. And how do we touch something? In the garden, we touch it with a gentle hand to make sure that we don't hurt it. We use our hand, our fingers to touch. Great. What other senses can you think about? Think about what's on our head. We have some eyes. We have a nose. We have a nose. And what do you do with your nose? You smell. Our sense of smell. That's a nose. So we have our sense of smell. I am going to smell this big, beautiful flower using my sense of smell. All right, so we've got our sight with our eyes, we have our touch with our hands, we have our smell with our nose. What else do you see on our head that we might use? Eyes, nose, our mouth. What do we do with our mouth? We taste. Sense of taste. Taste. There are lots of wonderful things we can taste in the garden. Make sure you always ask first so you know that it's okay to pick it and that it's safe to eat. So I'm going to look behind me, and in amongst these beautiful flowers, I also see some, see these tomatoes? some green tomatoes. See if I can find a ripe tomato. Can you see it growing in here? I'm going to use my sense of taste in my mouth to try it. I tried a tomato, and my sense of taste tells me that it's a little bit sweet. It's very juicy. It's a little tangy. It was delicious. All right, so we use our mouth to taste. And what else? What else do we have on our heads or bodies that we might sense something with? We've used our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our hands. What about these guys? What about these? Our ears. That's right. Okay. So do you have your ears up here? Yeah? And that is our sense of sound. What can you hear right now? Can you close your eyes and listen for a moment? In the garden, I hear the leaves rustling. I hear a bird chirping. It's very peaceful here right now. So our sound, our ears. All right, so those are our 5 senses that we use. Our sight, our touch, our smell, our taste, and our sound. What do you already know about your 5 senses? There are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have a favorite sense? Could it be sight? Could it be touch? Could it be smell? Could it be taste? Or sound? Are there things you'd like to know about your 5 senses? Things you would like to learn and discover? Let's see what we find out about our senses as we walk through our garden during our garden demonstration. All right, bye friends.
Hi everybody, we're at the Rosebank Garden and we are talking today about the 5 senses. So, the 5 senses are what? Things we can hear, see, taste, touch, and smell. So, we're going to do an art project about that today. And it's going to have very few materials. We just need a piece of paper and a crayon or a pencil or a marker, anything to draw with, some glue or some tape, and we need to go outside and collect things that we can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. Now, since it's kind of hard to collect something that you can hear, I think I can tell you stuff that you can hear, like maybe an okra pod. You can shake it. That's something that would be in the garden and you can hear it rattling. But we don't really have anything today, so I'm just going to draw something in the hear section because I hear bees and I hear birds and I hear leaves rustling. I can hear all kinds of nature sounds, but that's kind of hard to glue onto a piece of paper. So the first thing we're going to do is take our hand and we're going to put it on the paper. We're going to take our crayon or marker and we're just going to trace our hand. You might have done this for other projects before. And it's really fun to trace your hand and make different things with it. But this will be kind of like a way to remember your 5 senses. And if you don't have your hand chart, you can always just look at your hand and that'll tell you. Hear, smell, taste, touch, see. Okay, so the first thing we're going to put is this beautiful orange flower that we can see. So I'm going to take this glue, I'm going to take the stem off, and I'm just going to try to glue that right on here. And if the whole flower doesn't work, it's okay if you just glue some petals, but I'm going to try it like this. Just leave it there to dry. This is purple basil. Purple basil tastes really good. It tastes a lot like regular basil. It's like something you would find in pizza sauce or spaghetti sauce, and you can just eat it. It's delicious. It tastes like summer because it only grows in summer. Well, it's still growing in the fall, but it was planted in the summer. So you can just take one of these leaves and put it on the tip of the finger and glue it on there. Get back on their flower. My flower is not working very well. I might just have to put some petals. Okay. Next, we're going to do this wonderful smelling lavender. Lavender you can find a lot in soap, in perfume, and room spray, like a fragrance for your room, candles. People love the smell of lavender, and they like to sell it a lot in the store because of that. So I'm just going to tape these lavender leaves right here. And then next, we have this. Now I know that you can't really tell how it feels by looking, but this is called lamb's ear because it's soft, like a lamb's ear. Whenever you come back to the garden, you might be able to feel some lamb's ear, and it's very soft. So I'm just going to take the tip off like this, and I'm going to glue it right here. Now, as for the hearing part, I'm going to draw a bird, because right now I hear birds chirping, and I'm just going to draw her right here on my thumb, so that I can always remember the wonderful sounds of nature. And I'm going to write here on my hand 5 senses. There we have it. Our 5 senses handprint.
Hi friends, Miss Malia here, coming to you from the Ross Garden to continue our 5 senses exploration. I'm going to read to you about my 5 senses. I can see. I see with my eyes. I can hear. I hear with my ears. I can smell. I smell with my nose. I can taste. I taste with my tongue. I can touch. I touch with my fingers. I do all this with my senses. I have 5 senses. When I see the sun or a frog or my baby sister, I use my sense of sight. I am seeing. When I hear a drum or a fire engine or a bird, I use my sense of hearing. I am hearing. That's also your sense of sound. When I smell soap or a pine tree or cookies just out of the oven, I use my sense of smell. I am smelling. When I drink my milk and eat my food, I use my sense of taste. I am tasting. Looks like they're having some spaghetti and salad. When I touch a kitten or a balloon or water, I use my sense of touch. I am touching. Sometimes I use all my senses at once. Sometimes I use only one. I often play a game with myself. I guess how many senses I am using at that time. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use one sense. I am seeing. When I laugh and play with my puppy, I use 4 senses. I see, hear, smell, and touch. When I bounce a ball, I use 3 senses. I see, I hear, I touch. So 3 on that one. Sometimes I use more of one sense and less of another, but each sense is very important to me because it makes me aware. To be aware is to see all there is to see, hear all there is to hear, smell all there is to smell, taste all there is to taste, and touch all there is to touch. Wherever I go, whatever I do, every minute of the day, my senses are working. They make me aware. How are you using your senses right now? Your sight. What else? Your sense of smell, your sense of taste, your sense of sound, and your sense of touch. 5 senses.
everybody, Miss Kim here. I'm at the Rosebank Garden, and today we're going to be talking about our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 senses. So let's go over real quick what our 5 senses are. They are taste with your tongue, they are hear with your ears, they are see with your eyes, sight, they are feeling with your skin, and they are tasting with your tongue. So in this one garden bed, in our Rosebank garden of many beds, we have all of those things. We have these beautiful, beautiful, bright, vibrant flowers that we can see, the pretty colors. And then we have this, what's called lamb's ear, which is really, really soft. And when you come back to school, you can feel it. It's very soft. And it's what we call a perennial, and it comes back every year. And it's called lamb's ear because it's very soft. And then we also have lavender. Lavender smells so good. It just smells delicious. And then we also have one of the all-time favorites, all you kids love to taste, mint. It's a little minty, like gum or toothpaste. I love mint. So, just in this one little area, we can see these beautiful flowers. We can touch this soft lamb's ear. We can taste delicious mint. We can smell beautiful lavender. What do we hear? Well, I can tell you one thing I can hear out here. I can hear these bees a-buzzing. You see them? Do we all know what sound the bees make? They say buzz. And see these guys right here? They're what is called pollinating. They're pollinating this plant. How cute they are. They're so fuzzy and big. We can hear birds chirping, and we can hear peace and quiet. Have a great day, kids. I can't wait till we can get back in the garden together so we can look at all this stuff all together.
Hey friends, welcome to our closing circle for our lesson today on our 5 senses. So, who remembers what our 5 senses are? Can you name them? All right. We have our eyes that we use for our sight. We have our hands that we use for touch, sight, touch. And we have our nose that we use to smell. And we use our mouth that we use to taste. And we use our ears to hear those vibrations that create the sound that we hear. And what are some of the things, can you help remind me, what are some of the things that we might see in the garden? Some things that we would use our sight to see. Maybe some beautiful flowers, maybe some fruits or vegetables that are growing, maybe a butterfly, I just saw one pass by, a bird, maybe a little lizard, all kinds of fun things to see in the garden. What about our touch? What can we touch in the garden? Well, with a very gentle hand, we can touch our plants, and we can touch some of the animals that we might see as well. And then we also have our our sense of smell. You might smell some herbs that are in the garden, some flowers, some of the things that are growing here. And what about tasting? Oh, yum. Like I tasted the tomato earlier. Here's another one. You have to taste that. And we remember that we always ask before we pick and make sure that there is enough for everyone and that it is safe to eat, to taste. And make sure you ask that too of any grown-up that you're with whenever you're in a garden or outside or anywhere really, making sure that something's safe to taste. And our last sense is our sense of sound. Those vibrations that are carried through the air come to our ears and we hear them. Right now I hear a cricket chirping in the garden. What did you hear today? Or what did you hear your garden experience that your garden teacher heard? What would you like to hear outside? Did you also work on your 5 senses hand drawing, where you put a sense on each finger? We would love for you to respond to this video by sharing with us your 5 senses hand that you drew. So show us your hand, take a picture of that hand that you drew, and share it with your teacher. We'd love to see it. We would love to see what you worked on today. And also, if you want to make a little video and reply with that, you can also share with us what things you experienced with your 5 senses today. All right, friends, let's sing our garden song and we will say goodbye. Ready? Get your seeds ready. 1, 2, 3. Plant the little seed in the dark, dark ground. Out comes the yellow sun, big and round. Down comes the cool rain, soft and slow. Up comes the little plant, grow, grow, grow. All right, friends. Well, I'm Miss Malia. I'm with you at the Ross Garden. It's been really fun to be together today, and we'll see you soon. Bye.